Now let's look at management of projects. There are three major functions that we have to manage when we manage a project: planning, scheduling, and controlling. Now let's look at project planning. Planning involves establishing project objectives, like what is to be done, when is to be completed, and define the project in terms of what are the tasks involved, what is the work structure, creating the work structure breakdown, like take each major work structure and then break it down into individual tasks that are to be completed, and then determining the interrelationships among those tasks, and determining the resources, the equipment, the labor power and the skills needed to complete those tasks, and then putting them together into an organizational structure to manage the project. Now, what kind of organizational structure are we looking at? Now, project, in as much as it is a one-of-a-kind activity, the project structure is often temporary. So it's put together for the purpose of project, and once the project is completed, the organizational structure that was needed for the project is no longer necessary, no longer needed. So it uses specialists from the entire company, because project often requires a variety of skills and resources. So you need to pull together a team from the entire company. And there will always be a project manager who will coordinate all the activities and schedule the activities and monitor the cost and so on and so forth. And sometimes when a company involves in lots of projects ongoing, many projects come and go and so on, one may want to keep a permanent structure, and such a structure would be called a matrix organization. Now, project organization works best when there is a specific goal defined, the job is unique, and the organization is somewhat unfamiliar with the project, and the work contains complex interrelated tasks. The project is temporary but critical to the company, and the project cuts across organizational lines. So in such a situation, then the organization comes into existence at the beginning of the project, and it goes out of existence when it is completed. So for example, here we have a company president and all the different functions, and then when a project becomes necessary, a project manager is appointed, and then the project manager puts together a team of experts that are required for the project and sets up a project organization. So if there's another project coming up, then you set up another project manager who will then set up a different set of expertise based on the kind of expertise needed for the second project. Now, if we have lots of projects ongoing at various times, then you may have a matrix kind of structure where we have specific functional areas, contributing expertise for different projects all at the same time. A project manager is responsible for all the activities to begin on time and finish on time. And project comes in within the budget, and project meets all the quality goals, and the people assigned to the project receive the necessary training, motivation, direction, and all the information necessary for them to complete their tasks. So the role of the project manager is to take charge of the entire project and make sure that the project progresses on time and within budget to completion. Now, the project managers often will face several ethical issues during the course of a project. Contractors offering gifts to maybe expedite things, pressure to alter status reports, to mask delays or false reports for time and expenses, and the pressure to compromise on quality in order to meet schedules. Oftentimes projects come with bonus awarded if the project is completed ahead of schedule. So there is a lot of financial pressure, and one needs to stand up against those pressures to make sure that the project quality is not compromised. Work breakdown in a project would be the topmost level is the project itself, and that is broken down into major tasks, and the major tasks are further subdivided into subtasks, and within subtasks we have activities which require work packages to be completed. So here is an example of developing Windows 8 operating system. That's the top level project. And then we have level 2 broken down into systems, and the systems are further broken down into subsets, and then the activities themselves to be completed or work packages. So that's project planning. Now project scheduling involves making sure that all the activities are planned to begin at a particular time and end at a particular time. Their order of performance must be accounted for, the activity times must be estimated and recorded, and the overall project time needed is developed, and make sure that the project gets completed within that time. Now project management techniques, there are 3 of them that we will go over. Gantt chart, which is more of a monitoring tool, then critical path method, CPM, and program evaluation review technique, also called project evaluation review technique, PERT. These are both monitoring as well as scheduling techniques. So sample Gantt chart, so we have the different major tasks listed and time along the x-axis, and then you have bars that specify when a particular task must begin, when it should end. And when there is precedence relationship, there will be arrows pointing to, like going down like that, to show that this must be completed before the next activity begins. So that's Gantt chart. Another example of a Gantt chart is service for a Delta jet, and what are the different tasks and that are subdivided into subtasks, and when it should begin, when it should end. So this will be something like every flight, once it lands and then it takes off, what are the different tasks that are to be performed. Project controlling, the third management aspect, planning, scheduling, and controlling. It is closely monitor the resources needed and the resources used, and the cost and the quality and the budget, and whether the project is on time, ahead of time, within budget, or over budget or under budget, and gives the necessary feedback, make sure that any corrective action is taken at an appropriate time. And then whatever computerized tools are needed to produce extensive reports, like project management tool like Microsoft Project, are used for the purpose of project control. So there are many different software packages available. So here are some of them. So Microsoft Project is quite popular.